The content of this video, as well as the thoughts, views, and opinions expressed herein, belong to the presenter and do not necessarily reflect the views of Brigham Young University or The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Welcome back, everyone, to our sixth and final presentation on financial considerations for a senior mission. Again, my name is Alec Johnson. I'm a certified financial planner and an advisor at Peterson Wealth Advisors. Over the past 5 topics, we have covered quite a bit of information. In today's presentation, I am going to go through a few case studies that will help demonstrate many of the strategies and principles that we have talked about this far. The goal is just to help bring everything together that we have discussed so far so that you can see some real examples of implementing these different financial considerations surrounding your mission. Again, please don't view these case studies as personal advice given to you, but more for general informational purposes only. I will be going through 2 different case studies showcasing 2 couples with very different financial situations. These case studies may or may not be similar to your situation, but hopefully there are at least a few golden nuggets that you're able to glean that will help you better serve with all your heart, might, mind, and strength, while leaving the stress of your finances behind. With that being said, let's dive into the first case study. The first couple I want to introduce you to is the Wrights. Brother and Sister Wright were called to serve in the California San Bernardino mission. Speaking from experience, I think they're really going to enjoy their time down there. Brother Wright is 65 years old and recently retired from his career in engineering. Sister Wright is 64 years old and spent the majority of her life raising their 4 kids, but worked as a substitute teacher after their kids were out of the house. They love spending time with their children and their grandchildren, but like many of you, have the desire to serve and help others come closer to the gospel truths. As far as their finances go, Brother Wright received a pension through his work and just claimed it. The pension benefit is $4,000 a month as long as either one of them is alive. They will also have a Social Security check throughout retirement, but they are unsure when to claim. The Wrights have worked hard and saved their whole lives and now have accumulated about $1.5 million in their retirement nest egg. $1.2 million is in Brother Wright's 401k, and then they have $300,000 in a regular brokerage account. Knowing these facts about the Wrights, let's take a look at their different financial considerations while they serve. After their mission, the Wrights would like to have about $12,000 a month of income before taxes. They want to travel, visit their kids and their grandkids, and continue to give to charity. While they are serving in their mission in California, however, they believe that their income needs will decrease dramatically. They looked at the Senior Missionary Opportunity page before they got their call and estimated that they will need about $3,500 a month for their mission. Again, you can see the breakdown of that cost here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. They estimate that they will need about $2,500 a month for expenses back home while they serve, totaling $6,000 a month total. Their discretionary spending, such as traveling, shopping, and other fun expenses, will go way down during this time. Let's take a look at their health insurance. Because they are serving stateside and Brother Wright is over the age of 65, he will stay on Medicare. He will pay the Part B premium and the cost of his supplement plan, which again will vary by what plan he chooses. Sister Wright is 64 years old and thus not eligible for Medicare. She has the option to jump on the Marketplace Insurance or the SSMP provided by the church. After analyzing costs and coverage, she decides that the SSMP provides better care for her needs and decides to utilize that option. Again, she will pay $365 a month, and since she's staying stateside in California, she will have a $2,000 deductible. Once she returns home in 2 years, she will then sign up for Medicare. Now let's take a glance at Social Security. Brother Wright qualifies for $3,000 a month at his full retirement age of 67. Although Sister Wright has a small work history, her benefit is not bigger than that of the spousal benefit that she is entitled to. That being said, she will claim the higher spousal benefit, which as a reminder is 50% of Brother Wright's benefit. Because the Wrights are over the age of 62, they could technically claim Social Security right now. However, they have learned all about the survivor benefit and also know that each year they delay, their benefit will increase. Their mission provides them with the excellent opportunity to delay Social Security and wait until they return home from their 2-year mission to begin their benefits. Now, my example doesn't show cost of living adjustments that are provided with inflation, just for ease of the example. But if they were to claim right now, brother and sister Wright would receive reduced benefits since he is only 65 and she is only 64. They would receive a combined monthly benefit of $3,813 a month, or about $45,000 a year. If they delay the 2 years that they serve and each claim at their own age 67, which is their full retirement age, they will receive a combined benefit of $4,500 a month, or about $54,000 a year. To put this in perspective, the break-even year is in 13 years from now, when Brother Wright is age 78. This means that if they live longer than 78 years old, they will come out on top by claiming their benefits after their mission. This doesn't even take into account the survivor benefit. As a reminder, by delaying until after their mission, if Brother Wright were to predecease Sister Wright, she would receive his full unreduced benefit and her own benefit would go away. Now let's take a look at their investments. As a reminder, they have about $1.5 million saved up at this point. They have determined that their financial goals are the following. First, they would like to withdraw $2,000 a month during their mission. This money, along with Brother Wright's pension, will help them cover the cost of their mission. Second, they want to withdraw sufficient income throughout retirement that when combined with their pension and their Social Security totals $12,000 a month. They really are viewing their mission as a 1 or 2 year piece of the 25 or 30 year retirement income puzzle. And third, they want to leave their kids with an inheritance. With this in mind, a great approach, as I mentioned when we covered investments previously, would be to segment out their $1.5 million nest egg into different buckets. Each bucket would be attached to their different goals and their time horizon. So, for example, they will need to take $2,000 a month of income during their mission, which over the course of 2 years is roughly $50,000. They could invest that money very conservatively here in the bucket on the far left. There is little to no volatility in this bucket, so that when they're withdrawing that money, it will not be fluctuating up and down. With their retirement income needs, the middle bucket is going to be a combination of both conservative and aggressive investments. As I mentioned during Topic 2's presentation, the middle bucket is oversimplifying things when it comes to retirement income. Again, we have created another presentation specifically on building out a retirement income plan that you can still find on the Inspire website. But for now, just know that where the Wrights will be taking income from in their early retirement years needs to be conservatively invested so that they are not subject to volatility. The money that they won't need for income for say 15, 20, or 25 years down the road can be invested in stocks to seek growth. Again, the idea here is that you want to match your future income needs with your current investment allocation. When it comes to their legacy for their kids, this is something that they will leave for their kids upon their deaths. If they're planning to live for 20, 25, or 30 years, they can be aggressive with their investments and let this money grow. They would stick these funds into the far right bucket where it's invested 100% into stocks. Remember, stocks are needed to beat inflation and maintain your purchasing power throughout retirement. Now let's take a quick look at their tax strategies. As a reminder, they have that $1.2 million in Brother Wright's 401k and $300,000 of appreciated assets in their taxable joint brokerage account. The Wrights need $2,000 a month from their investments to help pay for their mission as well as their living expenses. Of this $2,000, $1,400 a month can be tax deductible while they serve, again for the housing portion. After analyzing their situation, the Wrights determine that they will pay for their mission utilizing appreciated stock from the $300,000 brokerage account, as well as use this account for remaining income needs while they serve. They even decided they're going to donate some of that appreciated stock into a donor advised fund, and bunch those donations in the same year so that they can itemize one year and take the standard deduction the next year. The Wrights also want to take advantage of Roth conversions. Again, before the Wrights leave on their mission and when they return home, their income needs are $12,000 a month. When they go on their mission, they will only need $6,000 a month as their discretionary spending will decrease while they serve. At $12,000 a month or $144,000 a year, the Wrights find themselves squarely in that 22% federal tax bracket, which means if they were to convert $15,000 before or after their mission, they would create a $3,300 tax bill. On the other hand, when they are serving and only need $6,000 a month, they are in the 12% tax bracket. A $15,000 Roth conversion now means that a tax bill of only $1,800 was created. Again, this is a $1,500 or 10% savings that simply serving their mission created for them. Ultimately, because they were able to determine their goals and create a plan to accomplish these goals, the Wrights can now go out and serve confidently, knowing that their finances are in order. Now, let's take a look at a different case study regarding the Robinsons. The Robinsons were just called to serve in the England Manchester mission. Brother Robinson is currently 71 years old, and Sister Robinson is 66 years old. The Robinsons have both been tied for about 5 years now. Brother Robinson started his own software development company when he was 30 years old. Sister Robinson has spent the past 20 years working as a marketing professor at her local university. Similar to the Wrights, the Robinsons love traveling and spending time with their family. They have one son and one daughter, along with 6 beautiful grandkids and even 2 great-grandkids. The Robinsons have a very different financial situation than the Wrights. Since Brother Robinson was self-employed, he never had a pension plan, and any extra earnings were generally reinvested into his business, so he saved very little in a retirement account. His IRA currently has a balance of $100,000. When it came time to retire, he sold the business to his son. Brother Robinson and his son came to an agreement that his son would buy him out through an installment plan. He currently receives $3,500 a month through that installment plan. Sister Robinson had a great pension plan through the university where she taught, but never contributed to a retirement plan either. She received her pension when she retired, and it has a monthly benefit of $3,000 a month as long as either one of them is alive. The Robinsons do have $25,000 in their savings account, and they just sold their house for $500,000. Their plan is to downsize and buy a townhome for about $400,000 when they return home from their mission, as they want a place with much less maintenance and upkeep throughout retirement. The cost of the Robinsons' mission is estimated to be about $3,500 per month, per the church's Senior Missionary Opportunities website. Again, you can see that breakdown here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. They won't have very many expenses outside of this as they just sold their home, so they feel very confident that they can afford their mission and will even hope to look to save any extra income each month while they serve. As far as their health insurance goes, Brother and Sister Robinson are both currently on Medicare since he is 71 and she is 66. However, because they are serving internationally, they will both utilize the Senior Service Medical Plan provided by the church. Thus, they will disenroll from Medicare Part B and potentially their supplement plan. They will then pay $365 a month each, but since they are serving in a foreign country, they will have a $0 deductible. Upon their return home from their mission, they will both re-enroll in Medicare. Let's look at the Robinsons' Social Security situation. Brother Robinson is 71 years old, but claimed Social Security when he retired at his full retirement age. He currently receives $3,500 a month from Social Security. Sister Robinson, on the other hand, hasn't claimed her benefit yet. She is still entitled to receive at least 50% of Brother Robinson's benefit, but she has her own working history and a benefit of $2,500 if she claims at her full retirement age in a year. Because her benefit is more than half of his, she will end up claiming on her own work history and forego the spousal benefit. Again, Since Sister Robinson is over age 62, she could technically claim right now at age 66. She would be claiming earlier than her full retirement age, and so her benefit would be $23.89 a month instead of $2,500. However, she realizes they won't need the income while they serve and knows that if she delays, her benefit will continue to increase. Her mission provides her with the excellent opportunity to delay claiming Social Security and wait until she returns home to begin her benefits. Once she returns home, her benefit will have increased to $2,767 a month, assuming no cost of living adjustments over her mission. Now let's take a look at the Robinsons' investments. As a reminder, they have $100,000 saved in Brother Robinson's IRA, $500,000 from the sale of their home, and $25,000 in a savings account. They have determined that their financial goals are first, to buy a townhome for about $400,000 when they get home. They will purchase this, again, with the proceeds they received from selling their previous home. Second, they want to grow their wealth, starting by using the extra $100,000 from the proceeds of their home sale. They also want to add any additional monthly income that they have to help their wealth grow. And third, they want to help pay for their great-grandkids' missions and education. They are wanting to set aside the $25,000 in savings that they have to be used for this purpose. With these goals in mind, we can still segment out what they have saved into different buckets. Again, each bucket will be attached to a different goal and that time horizon. In the first bucket, they're going to invest $400,000 of that $500,000 that they received from the sale of their home. They will need this money to purchase a townhome in 2 years, so it should be invested very conservatively. This way, when they get home, they know they won't have lost any home buying power due to volatility. As they begin to grow their wealth, the middle bucket is going to need to be a combination of both conservative and aggressive investments. This bucket will initially be funded by the $100,000 in Brother Robinson's IRA and the other $100,000 left over from the sale of their home. The $100,000 from the IRA will be in here because the Robinsons know that any charitable donations from here on out, including the $1,400 a month housing expense for their mission, can be made via a qualified charitable distribution. We'll talk more about the QCDs here in a minute. However, they will want some IRA money conservative for donations in the near term and other portions of it aggressive for donations down the road. When it comes to funding the education and missions of their great-grandkids, they can be more aggressive with this money. Both of their great-grandchildren are very young, and so they have time on their side to outlast the volatile market. Again, there has never been a 15-year period of time where the stock market was down, so allowing their initial $25,000 investment to grow could be a very smart decision and bless the lives of their posterity. Now let's take a look at the Robinsons' tax strategies. As a quick reminder, they have $100,000 in Brother Robinson's IRA and then the $525,000 of cash. The biggest tax benefit for the Robinsons will be to pay for the $1,400 a month housing portion of their mission utilizing a qualified charitable distribution, or QCD. Again, a QCD is a provision of the tax code that allows a withdrawal from an IRA to be tax-free as long as the withdrawal is transferred directly to a qualified charity, such as the church. Since Brother Robinson is over the age of 70 and a half, he can utilize this strategy. This is an awesome benefit. The Robinsons never paid any income tax on the money when they put it into the IRA. They never paid taxes on any of the growth as they were continuing to work throughout their career. And when the IRA was finally when money was taken out of the IRA, it was 100% tax-free. That's triple the tax savings. Other tax strategies don't make as much sense during their mission, including Roth conversions. In the Robinson situation, they will be in the same tax bracket before, during, and after their mission. It makes more sense to take that money out through a QCD and pay 0% in tax than to take that money out, pay tax at their ordinary income tax rate, and then let it grow tax-free. Now, before I close, I want to just quickly highlight some of the key planning differences between couples serving a senior mission and single sisters serving a senior mission. For time constraints, I can't demonstrate additional case studies comparing single sisters in different financial situations, but there are some important things to note. First, again, please note that the cost of your mission is different. Your monthly housing expense is capped at $1,200 a month, not $1,400 a month. On the church's senior missionary website, be sure to view the opportunities available through the senior sister search filter, not the couple. Your mission will normally cost less than a couple looking to serve. Second, keep the different Social Security benefits in mind. I demonstrated today the spousal benefit versus claiming their own benefit in these case studies, but there are also divorced and survivor benefits that need to be taken into consideration. Finally, when it comes to your tax planning, be sure to note the difference in your standard deduction amount. All the tax planning strategies that we discussed in topic 4 can be utilized, but whether it makes sense to use them or not is a different question. Keep this in mind, keep this reduced deduction in mind as you plan. That concludes this presentation, and with that, we also conclude our series on the financial considerations for a senior mission. Again, the goal of this series was to help you go out and serve your mission as representatives of our Savior Jesus Christ with all your heart, might, mind, and strength, while leaving the stresses of your finances behind. We truly hope this series has been insightful and will help you have peace of mind as you embark on your mission. Thank you.